Okay, correct these sentences. Here we go. Sherry thought, I hope he choose me to be in the play. Guys, I'm telling you right now, speech tag, which means we have dialogue, which means we need quotations, and we may need a comma somewhere too, because we typically do that after a speech tag or before it sometimes. So Sherry thought, it's the same thing as saying, Sherry said, I hope he choose me to be in the play. And obviously, I'm reading it the way they wrote it. There are some clear problems with this sentence. We've got a verb problem. Okay, I'm going to type that in. We got a verb issue. We've got a homophone problem. And we've got our basic capitalization and other punctuation stuff. But I'm going to keep those in mind as you look at this sentence, guys. Speech tag, quotations, dialogue, bad verb, homophone. Remember, what is a homophone? It's a word that sounds the same, but it means something different and it's spelled different. Number 2, it says, sometimes I feels like playing with my friends, and sometimes I doesn't. Guys, I don't know what to say about this. There's just a lot of silly mistakes here that you need to clear up. So, keep in mind, we do have a conjunction. Hold on, let me get the right tool. We have a conjunction, and, which means we have combined two sentences. Now, they might be short sentences. Maybe one of them is very short. But we have to have a comma before the conjunction when we have combined two sentences. And remember, a sentence means we have a subject and a predicate. Who or what is the sentence about? What did they do? So we have two sentences here combined with this conjunction. Keep that in mind, okay? Because we got to have a comma somewhere. And I just kind of told you. And then we obviously have some other verb issues that are pretty clear, I think. We've got a contraction. We've got some apostrophe. Let me type that in. Keep this in your thoughts here. We've got a contraction issue. Make sure you put the apostrophe where it goes. It's hard to spell. I think that's how you spell it. So be aware of that, okay? All right, let's go to number 3. All right, these are awesome. Number 3 says, write the root word or base word. Root and base word mean the same thing. So guys, this is what you do all the time when you read. You'll come across words you might not know the meaning of, but if you break them apart like we're getting ready to do, you're going to be able to figure it out. Also, using context clues, the words around it will help you figure it out. But when you just break them down, you can really figure out what words mean. So look at this word, misbehaving. I want to point out, we've got a prefix, mis, which means not. Okay? So the prefix is something that's attached to the beginning of a word, and in this case, it means not. So, okay, take that off. Let's get rid of it. Get rid of the prefix. That's not part of the root word or the base word. Remember, that's the same thing. So if this isn't part of it, what's left? Okay, keep that in mind. Now, the ing ending, that's a suffix. That's attached at the end of the word. Keep that in mind. Now, I will tell you, the root or base word isn't behave. So think of it. Think here. Sometimes we have to drop letters when we add ing endings. So what is the root or base word now that we've gone through this? Now, number 4, simile or metaphor. I love these. Good authors use these constantly because it paints pictures in our minds. This is figurative language. And they're telling us right now the type of figurative language they're using is a simile or a metaphor. Now, they're the exact same thing, by the way, similes and metaphors. They're comparing two unlike things. They both do that. But one of them One of them is slightly different. Now, you have a computer, and we have discussed this before. What is the difference between a simile and metaphor? Because they both compare two unlike things. So, do a little research if you forgot, and then answer this question. Max can always fool us because he is as sly as a fox. Max is being compared to a fox. Is it a simile or metaphor? Okay, circle the adverb in this sentence. Yes, adverb. Guys, when you look at the word adverb, the word verb is right there. Because an adverb, they do more than this, I know, but typically they describe the verb. That's why I underlined verb. That's why it's called adverb. It describes the verb. So which word in this sentence describes the verb? Okay, now you might be thinking, well, I don't know, what's the verb? Well, all you got to do is draw your subject-predicate line. So let's do that. Let's draw the subject-predicate line. Mr. Morris worked patiently with the new student. And in order to draw a subject-predicate line, remember, you just simply ask yourself this question. Who or what is the sentence about? Well, it's about Mr. Morris. The verb is always right after it. The verb starts the predicate. You know what the subject is. It's about Mr. Morris. Everything else is the predicate. The verb starts the predicate. But which word describes the verb? Okay, have at it, guys.